Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Seen Beyond and Through with Monty. Today, our subject is Kanye West. Yesterday, it was declared that Mr. West is officially now a billionaire. And we had many black people on social media congratulating him. Their choice. My choice is not to, and to create this content as to why not. Mr. West, as you know, is married to Kim Kardashian. And Mr. West, as you know, has a great affinity and affection and admiration for Donald Trump. And this leads to my very reluctance to congratulate him in regarding this particular relationship and his admiration for a man who ran a campaign, a very racist campaign, a very divisive campaign, a very xenophobic campaign, a nationalistic campaign. I should say white nationalistic campaign. All the ills in which you can think of, he ran. These right here are Trump's base. These are his supporters right here, who he called very fine people. He stated there were very fine people on both sides during the Charlottesville, I guess you can say riots or protests. These are the people who Trump appeals to. Does Mr. West even know this? Does Mr. West even care about this? Has Kanye even researched this? Sometimes when black people get into a position of higher power, of money, they believe that they are immune to certain things, i.e. racism. Make America great again. And we know that that really stands for Make America White Again. Here we go right here. Very proudly wearing the cap at a campaign. Once again, supportive of Donald Trump and the people who he appeals to. And he makes it a point to appeal to this particular demographic. Here they go again. Very proudly displaying the Nazi salute. Confederate flag, American flag. I believe there's a Nazi flag back there too. Tiki torch boys at the Charlottesville protest, who Trump called very fine people. Okay, and here's another problem. Kanye West being a black man, and Trump with his campaign against the NFL players who were kneeling. Trump said, NFL players who kneel should be fired. Then more players kneeled. We're right on, brothers. You guys should. So Kanye West has an admiration for a man who does not like the idea of players kneeling in protest against police brutality. NFL responds to Trump's renewed debate over national anthem. By the way, it kind of died down until Trump felt the need to somehow revive it. Here they go. We have more players kneeling, which they should, against police brutality. Not against police officers or law enforcement, against police brutality. Here's the man who started it all. Brave man. Colin Kaepernick. So Trump is very upset about that and believes that he should be fired for that. Just a simple kneel that if it didn't bother you, just turn your head. Allow them to express themselves how they want to express themselves. Just that simple, to be honest with you. Here they go again. Colin Kaepernick I believe that's Eric Reed kneeling in protest of police brutality, who Donald Trump thinks should be fired if he had his way. Donald Trump, shouldn't you be in jail for things that you've done? Such as this here, which brings up my next point right here. Donald Trump has had over a dozen sexual assault allegations. And I stopped at 10. I stopped at 10 here. It got to be so many. But here are the list of women who have accused Donald Trump of sexual assault. We have Rachel Crooks, Mindy. Let me just say the first names. I don't want to mess up the last name. First names are usually easier. Mindy. We have a Tasha Dixon. Okay. We have a Bridget Sullivan. Karina, Virginia. Temple Taggart McDowell. Kathy Heller. Jill Hart. Kristen Anderson. Jessica Leeds. Well, I lied. I did pronounce some last names. They got a little easier after one of those names on there. So, anyway, here, let's go on. Okay, that was a list of Trump's accusers and their allegations of sexual misconduct. Does Kanye West really have such an admiration for a man like this? Seriously? What does that say about Kanye West? I mean, you are the company who you keep. You are, and who you admire. Here's Donald Trump grab him by the P. How Trump talked about women in private. We all heard that on tape. It was very true. Actual tape. You cannot just go up there and grab a female by her private part. No, that is sexual assault. Does Kanye West really have such an admiration for a man who does that? Groping suspect says Trump said it was okay to grab women. So Kanye West, do you believe it's okay for men to grab women? That's okay? And you admire someone like that? More on Donald Trump. The Billy Bush says infamous access Hollywood grab him by the P tape is real. Of course it's real. Of course it's real. Here's Kanye West hugging his admirer, the man who he loves, admires, looks up to, respects, which is Make America Great Red Hat Again. He loves that cat, by the way. Here he goes at the White House, giving Donald Trump a big hug. This is the reason why I say I choose not to celebrate his so-called billionaire status. And I think that we as black people need to be very careful who we put on a pedestal and who we admire, regardless of their color, even if it is another so-called successful black man. Look who this black man admires. All smiles right there. And I kind of get the impression, too, that Trump is like a father figure to him. And what many people don't realize is that, of course, Trump is not going to say anything directly towards Mr. Kanye West. Here he goes right there. Kanye West again. That hug right there. Hug of admiration and love and respect. Okay, Kanye West supporter Donald Trump makes perfect sense. Okay, some people make a claim, and this is not to be mean or anything like that towards mentally ill people, but some people make a claim because both suffer some form of mental illness. I don't know about that. I'm not a psychologist. I would not go there. I'm just telling you that I've read that through the years. But here they go again, once again, side by side. One of them has admiration for one, and we can guess who. I do not believe that this is mutual. It is not reciprocal at all. The one smiling has more admiration. He goes right here. Trump, Donald Trump, Kanye West, White House preference, make America great again. When was America ever really great, to be honest with you, for people like Kanye West? As a whole. Kanye West says supporting Trump is God's practical joke to all liberals. Okay, whatever that means. But I want to show you something. Okay, it's God's practical joke. To be honest, Kanye, really the joke's on you. The joke is really on you because you talk about so much love and admiration that you have for Trump. Believe me, he does not feel the same way about you. Kanye West likens backlash over support for Trump to racial profiling. Okay, I'm going to play a little clip for you. And this should speak volumes. It should speak volumes as to Kanye West's mentality. And this should speak a volume as to why Kanye West should not be admired for a support like a man of Trump's stature. Hold on.
For 400 years, for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I'm
standing in that spot. I love this guy right here. Let me get this guy. I love this guy right here. Yeah, come here. Yeah. That's really nice.
Okay, so now you've seen that clip of Kanye West, first of all, giving Donald Trump congratulations as to how much he loves him. But the one before that, the infamous slavery was a choice. See, this is why we have to be very careful about who we admire and who we place on a status based upon how much money they have or how much money they've earned. Mr. Slavery was a choice man is not a good one to place on any type of pedestal who believes some junk like that. And I remember that it caused a firestorm of controversy. A lot of celebrities, famous people, speaking out against him. And I want to take you back to something too about Trump's history, or the history of a man who Kanye West so admires. This was during Trump's campaign. It was a Black Lives Matter protester was punched and kicked at a Trump rally. And Trump said, quote, maybe he should have been roughed up. And then after that, he retweeted a graphic with fake statistics about black people, people like Kanye West, supposedly murdering whites, which turned out to have been created by a neo-Nazi website. And you know, Trump's racism is very deep-rooted, is well known throughout the years. Don't forget about the Central Park Five, where it was proven through DNA evidence that only one person did it. One person did it. It turned out that it was the Latino guy who did that. However, all of them were blamed. And to this very day, Trump refuses to believe in the face of DNA evidence that they are guilty. They were exonerated. 4 of them were exonerated. Only one of them did it. This is the type of man who Kanye West just so admires. Then we can go back to Trump's hotel in Las Vegas, Well, when Trump and Ivana would walk in there, they were told to put the black employees out of sight so they wouldn't see them. Trump having a history of stating that he did not want black people to handle his money. His racism runs deep. It runs very deep, and it's well known. So this is very questionable as to why Kanye West would have so much admiration for this particular character. And this is my reasoning for as to why I choose not to celebrate this particular black man who now has a billionaire status. Because I do not believe that is going to benefit black people, the black race as a whole. I do not believe that it's going to even benefit us, to be honest with you. When you have someone who's not conscious-minded, who's not a critical thinker, who's just kind of like the Walking Dead, what benefit is it going to be to a group of people who are suffering under a system, a global system of worldwide white supremacy? Well, that was another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through. And with that, I will see you beyond and through.